Hey everybody, it's Danny with Gardening for Gains, and welcome back to another episode of Plant Rant. Today we're going to be talking about growing mushrooms, and right here I've got a kit, a mushroom growing kit that I got from A.M. Leonard, which is the horticultural company I work for. This actually came from our sister company, Gardener's Edge, so more geared towards retail, but definitely a cool thing, and I've never tried to grow mushrooms, so I'm really excited about this endeavor. Really not a big mushroom fan, but I know everyone in my family is, so I'm going to grow them for them and see what happens. So we got this shipment during a really cold snap of sub-zero temperatures, so I'm hoping that this thing really works out. It might have killed the mycelium, which is fancy word for fungus, during that transit, but after looking in here, you can see that there is a lot of really good white dusting, which is the mushroom spores, basically. So, it looks like it should be pretty well inoculated. So what we've got to do here now is take your knife and scratch through, and you can use a fork or trowel or anything that can help work the dirt, or mushroom compost, I should say. Just scratch about the top half inch, and just go through and break it up. This is going to help spread the spores around a little bit, loosen up the compost, and prepare it for further inoculation. So once you open this up, there's a bag of casing in the top, which is basically just a peat moss mix. There's probably some sand fines in there as well, just to help hold that moisture in. So what you're going to do is take it says a half a cup of this mushroom compost here, put it in, and then you're going to mix that with about 5 cups of water. So I've got a spray bottle here. It's about 32 ounces worth, and I did this on my other kit for the Portobello kit, and I think that the 32 ounces is plenty of water. So I'm just hoping that this doesn't have a hole or a leak in it somewhere. But I'm just going to pour this all in. As you can see, it's pretty heavy and sopping wet. So make sure you get the air out of it. Make sure it's not leaking first, and then get the air out of it as much as possible. There we go. And then I'm just going to mix this up a little bit, shake it around. And it says to let it sit for about 15 minutes. So once you get it all mixed around, you can see it's a nice wet mud mixture. There's no dust swirling around in there. Let this sit for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back, and hopefully this has soaked up all the moisture, and then we're going to reapply it to the mushroom compost. So hang tight, and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So the casing here has finally soaked up all the water. So what we're going to do next is dump this on top of the compost, and you're going to take care to make sure that it's nice and fluffy. There's not, nothing's pressed down and too chunky, which it's going to be tough to do since it's so wet. But I would just start it out in the middle, and then just kind of spread it out naturally from there. So grab your trowel or whatever you got at hand here, and just spread it around real quick, and that should help it. And let me just get this situated here. So it's also maybe a good idea to have a tray, something around here that's waterproof to prevent everything from getting soaking wet. But here we are. So you should have enough to just spread this evenly over the top layer, and what that's going to do is really hold in the moisture and ensure that this has just the right level in order for these mushrooms to grow great. So as you can see here, just spreading it over top. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but just spreading it over top, and we've got a nice layer here, still nice and fluffy. So what we're going to do is shove this under the growing station here, add it to the giant portobello mushroom that's right next to it, and these things should start to grow within the next 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 1 to 3 weeks. And what we're going to do is, just keep an eye on it. We'll use the water bottle here just to spritz it, keep it nice and moist. And with that, the kit says that you should get a harvest for about 6 to 8 weeks. So if you're a mushroom lover, that's good news, and hopefully you did everything right, and now it just comes down to the maintenance, keeping everything watered. So hopefully this helped. If you guys are growing mushrooms or curious about it, I'll be sure to keep you updated with any growth that happens. So if you have any questions or tips for me or anything else you want to see, leave a comment. And as always, I appreciate the support, guys. Thanks.